features. It's the ability to track and trace products, components, and their movement through the supply chain. And again, it ensures that all stakeholders are able to trace all the products and from the origin, the journey, and quality of these products. And the key features, I think, has been talked of by the regulator. Then why the supply chain? Of course, one is what we are here for, combating SF medicine. You will also realize that it builds stakeholder trust and optimizes resource allocation. I think most of this has been talked. I think Dr. Mahinda talked about this a lot. Is it Mahinda or Newton? To the last bit, number 9, improving patient outcomes. And basically, this is what we are up to here as healthcare practitioners. So one, we start by combating the SF medicine. We end it by improving patient outcomes. I hope Lucy is somewhere taking back some of her minutes. Some of the technologies also was widely elaborated by the speakers who came before me. And we have to appreciate technology in this. And of interest to me is artificial intelligence and QR and barcodes. With artificial intelligence, we are now able to reduce some workload and also to helps in predicting demands and optimizes inventory. And the QR codes, as Dr. Mahinda said, I hope I'm pronouncing it well, Mahida, yes. We are now able to verify the products which are in our markets. And those are just some of the benefits which I came across. This has been elaborated by the regulator on the methods of detection in LMICs. Now, in the LMICs, having worked with the faith-based sector and was working to fight the SF medicine, one thing which we were actually focusing on in terms of the methods that you are using was the simplicity, scalability, and cost effectiveness. This is upper right corner. This is how the GPH Health Mini Lab looks like. And if you look at it, it's basically designed to be used in the fields. So I can carry it to, I can use my village. My village is called Uyoha. I can carry it to Uyoha to go and test some of the medicine down there. And it has everything. What is lacking here are only the chemicals that are used, but it's relatively portable. You would think this slide has also been mentioned or rather discussed largely by the regulator. And he also talked about the challenges, the beauty of speaking after people. So these are just some challenges. Then let us now focus on the opportunities that are available. Public-private partnerships. I talked, Dr. Dongo mentioned that I have conducted a lot of successful advocacies within Africa. So one thing which in fighting SF medicine and in advocating for transparency in the supply chain, we would really need to focus on public-private partnerships. Capacity building and training. I have to appreciate what APN is doing. And fortunately, even EPN has a similar thing where EPN was training, or rather is training, healthcare workers, now not specific to pharmacists, but healthcare workers. In fact, I had to refresh my knowledge of their website. I've just realized that there's actually that was a training which I formulated on substandard and falsified medicine. So I'm not marketing them, but you would have some time to look into their website. I think it's still free. I don't think they're charging, and even if they are charging, it's some small amount, and it's good for all of us to get a knowledge of how to fight substandard and falsified medicine. Advocacy for policy change. Policy change enables the establishment of robust systems to detect, report, and address SF medicine effectively and safeguarding public health. Okay. In that case, then, I'll go to the last two slides. Just seen some notice somewhere that we need to finish in the next 1 minute. In partnerships in combating SF medicine, some of the key players are the governments. So we really need to strengthen regulatory frameworks. Fortunately, in Kenya, we are doing well, relatively well. Let me talk of relatively well. And as the regulator was saying, I had an opportunity to visit Cameroon. Cameroon, basically, you walk on the streets and they sell medicine on the streets. And not by anybody trained. You see the way you'd go to Gikomba and meet somebody selling socks. Yeah, so that is how, so you go to them that, Mama, are they here headache? Then they will say, to tell you headache, I have good medicine, no. Then the medicine which I had an opportunity to go and buy some. So whatever I was given was a funny thing. And even from the look of the package, it wasn't anything close to Panadol, wasn't anything close to what could sort me out. But then that is how bad the problem is, especially in the Central and West African regions. Another very bad region is DR Congo. DR Congo, there is actually a market. When I went there and they realized that we were there to sample their medicine, they actually chased us out of that market. And I was just lucky we had hired some police. So in the private sector, there is need to invest in technologies, and in the NGOs, I don't know whether to classify APN as an NGO, but then we need to advocate and get funds for awareness campaigns. And for communities, as all of us will agree with me, that we need to have, or rather devise ways of reporting and monitoring medicine. And then as an advocacy specialist, I can't leave a stage without talking of call to action. What do we need to do as stakeholders? Unfortunately, the regulators just left, but what do you need to do as a manufacturer? If Newton was here, I would ask him what he needs to do as a distributor. And then with that, entities like APN would come up with a position paper on calling upon different stakeholders and having action points for different stakeholders. I think, Lucy, you have my 2 minutes back to you, unless there are any questions.
Thank you.